There's more actions in there. Don't get that my dream. Reapers, what's is good? It's your boy Laser. He's also getting another scary reaction video. He's on the scary content. So if he gets right down. Top 10 scary kids with dark secrets. Guys, there's so many kids that probably like fapped to the weird shit we don't know. Ugh, that's a dark secret. It's your scary content. You want scary views like this feature? It's man. Subscribe to the notification bell icon. I'll stream every night on Twitch. Go check out the stream. It's fucking amazing. Let's dive straight into the video.
I'm Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary kids with dark secrets. A lot of these are told by adults looking back on their childhood, and most of them are from Reddit. So thank you as always to Reddit and its users. Without them, these videos would be a lot harder to do. Starting off at number 10 now, we have fake death. This one comes from a Reddit user who actually deleted their comment, but it was saved to another site. The story goes like this. I remember my mother calling our landlord to inform him of my brutal and untimely death. I was about 6 years old at the time.
He's got the same drip as me. Wow. Buddy knows what's up.
Happily colouring in at the kitchen table, alive, obviously, listening to her sob and relay the details of my horrific death to this man. Kidnapped, violated, beheaded. She wanted to borrow money from him for funeral expenses. After she hung up, she turned to me and said, "Don't tell daddy about my phone call, okay?" I nodded and went back to colouring.
What the fuck did baby boy talk about with his daddy on the phone? Dad, so I took one of your condoms that you use on your mother every night.
This was one episode in a
I was using the condom to fuck my little teddy bear.
long history of screwed up behaviour coming from her, but it's probably the first one I remember. I was about 15 or so before I looked back and was struck with a sense of, well, that's definitely not normal. No, it's not. No, that is not normal at all. I don't think that was normal for most of you guys. I wonder if they ever told their dad about that. Or maybe the landlord. They might be surprised to see that they're still alive. Next up at number 9 now, we have the made-up kidnapper. This one comes from Reddit user 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐴𝐻. She said, when I was 13 and my little bro was 11, we stayed at the mall way past when we were supposed to come home, like a few hours. This was a time before cell phones. On the way home, we hatched a scheme. We devised a lie that involved us being detained by a mall security guard for running down a back hallway of the mall. We even came up with a real reason to base this security guard on in case we were questioned separately. We pretty much ascribed to our mum the pro wrestler Dean Malenko. It was perfect. Little did we know there was a guy in our area posing as a cop and abducting children. Mom called the cops. My brother and I separately had to give statements about what happened. The thing is, the lie held up. The cops told Mom that there was a good chance that this was the guy. If I recall correctly, there may have even been a little blurb in the news about a sighting of this guy at the mall we frequented. We threw a wrench in an investigation, caused a minor local scare, scared the shit out of our mum, and ruined our freedom to walk to the mall by ourselves for 6 months, all because we didn't want to get in trouble for being 3 hours late getting home. Yeah, it was pretty stupid, but no one was ever the wiser. That's a tough one. At what point would you tell your mum that time that you almost got kidnapped never actually happened at all, and all the times that she worried about it since then? Yeah, no need to worry. I think at that point, maybe it's just best to leave it. Moving on at number 8, we have the bottle. I don't know who wrote this one because they have since deleted their account. Perhaps they were too ashamed of this story. They said, I replaced bourbon from a priceless bottle of liquor with Evan Williams when I was 15. I found out later my parents were saving the bottle for their 50th.
It's crazy. I think alcohol's nasty already, but it's like liquor. I could never drink that. Disgusting.
Anniversary. It was given to them by my great grandpa at their wedding. Still have 23 years.
No, actually, liquor? No, fucking whiskey. Just the smell of whiskey makes me want to die. I mean, I know just like a shot of whiskey will fucking get you going like this. You know what I'm saying?
To break the news. That one, I don't know what it is about that one. It gets me. I feel so bad for the parents. They're saving this bottle of really expensive stuff. It's very romantic when actually it's just pretty normal bourbon. I mean, he has to replace it with an expensive one, I think, one day. And even then, it's going to take some real explaining. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the strangling. This one comes from Hakeldama, who said, "My stepdad strangled my mom. I came out of my room, saw him on top of her with his hands around her throat, and she was turning purple and making noises. I told her to keep it down because she woke me up, and I went back to bed. I didn't think about it much after that. It didn't hit me until my early 20s that, oh shit, my stepdad was in the process of actually trying to murder my mom, and I told her to basically die quieter." Wow, I wonder if he has ever talked to
This buddy's wide awake. Hey mom, your time has come.
his mom about that, or a therapist, or maybe even the police actually. What advice would you guys give to this person? Next up, number 6 now, we have Kitty. This one comes from Reddit user Snoops12312. She says, "My fiance's daughter is 6 years old and hugged a kitten to death when she was 2. Will not be telling her about that for a very long time. Edit, hopefully never telling her about it, only if she asks. Edit 2, to clarify, because a lot of people have been responding with the exact same thing, only if she remembers this event and comes to us for confirmation. We are not going to lie to her." Wow, that's an interesting one.
I love keys.
Can you guys imagine how that conversation is going to go? "Hey, mum and dad, I know this is going to sound really crazy, but I just had this strange feeling that I sort of hugged a kitten to death when I was younger." That's not true though, is it? It can't be.
I love kitties, bro. I love kitties. They're so cute. Kitty cat.
Sit down, my daughter. It all happened when you were 2. Next up, number 5 now, we have the pyromaniac. This one comes from Reddit user Jaxes. They said, "When I was about 11 or 12, I was going through my pyromaniac stage. One Saturday, I decided I would grab a steel can and fill it with gasoline and head to the woods. Now, this wasn't just your typical old can of SpaghettiOs. This was a 1-gallon bulk."
What a weird ass. That was random as fuck. Guys, don't lie. We all take our SpaghettiOs and do this. By the way, pyrotechnics, pyromaniac. I'm very familiar with that because I'm the boy in the striped pajamas, so I burn myself every day. I'm Jewish, by the way. No, I'm Jewish.
Sized can filled to the brim. I took it to the woods and decided it would be cool to just light it on fire and see what would happen. I lit it and it caught like I expected and kept burning inside the can. After about 15 minutes I got bored and went to try and put it out. In the process I knocked the can over, spreading gasoline all over the forest floor, and it erupted into a ball of flames. I quickly ran back to my house to get water and I came running back.
No, the Lorex is in there. The Lorex is in there. Don't get that my tree. Fire.
With about 5 gallons. By this point, the fire had spread tremendously and my efforts were useless. I decided my best bet would be to run inside and play video games. Luckily, this spot in the woods was a pretty good ways away from my parents' house, so I didn't draw any parents' attention immediately. After about an hour or so, the entire fire department is on the scene, battling the 3 to 4 acres of forest fire that is roaring. There was a road that runs behind my house, and the fire basically engulfed all of the forest separating my parents' house and this road. This road is notorious for drug dealers and meth houses. While the firefighters are trying to battle the flames, it's discovered that the house closest to the fire is a rather large cookhouse, and cops show up and a huge bust goes down. Naturally, the fire was blamed on them, and my parents just accepted that. It's now 20 years later, and my parents still don't know, nor will they ever know. Wow, I'm really lost for words with that one.
Damn.
I mean, can you even imagine sitting your parents down after 20 years and being like, yeah, I almost set fire to our entire neighborhood, possibly killed us.
Sorry, I accidentally burned my entire neighborhood down. That's very normal, right?
And got all the fire and police officers involved. Like, what? That is something though where I think you'd take a look at the statute of limitations and, you know, maybe go to a police station and be like, listen, here's the story. But, you know, that's just me. Coming in number 4 now, we have putting down. This one comes from Miss Sandwich. This one's addressed to her parents and it goes like this. When you guys went to Hawaii, I put Milo the cat down. He was sick, in incredible pain, couldn't eat or drink, couldn't even move to get to the litter box. When you left on vacation, he was too weak to even yowl in pain anymore. I couldn't stand to see that cat in so much pain and so afraid, so I did the only thing I could do to help him end his life humanely. My parents
Look at his eyes. Ooh.
were 100% against putting down a pet regardless of how much it's suffering, so they would be beyond mad if they knew this. Wow, that's a really serious one. I mean, what do you guys think about that? On the one hand, nobody wants an
Those eyes are so cool though, on some shit.
animal to suffer, but on the other, do you think they should have killed the cat? Is that up to them? I can honestly offer nothing to that debate other than those questions. What do you guys think? Moving on to number 3 now, we have the trail. This one comes from Reddit user Leathery Hamster, great name. She said, my husband and I have told our daughter that she was born with a tail. If you ask her what happened to it, she'll say, we had to cut it off when I was born because it wouldn't fit in my pants. She honestly believes us, which might make us terrible parents, but I think it's pretty hilarious. We will tell her that she wasn't actually born with a tail before she starts school. Other than that, 4-year-olds don't have many secrets. Wow, another incredible.
Why, but just seeing humans with tails makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I get like mermaids with like fins, like that's normal, but like humans with tails just makes me feel weird. Imagine a human being born with like an actual tail, bro. If someone just decides to wiggle your tail. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible one. Now here's the real question. Is that cruel? Is that funny? Is that a little bit of both? You decide. Next up, number 2 now, we have the family jewels. This one comes from the River Jordan. 72. She said, I stole and pawned off some of my mom's old jewelry. I was planning to leave home and I knew about an old box of jewelry that she hasn't touched in forever. My girlfriend and I picked up a few gold rings and took them to a pawn shop. I told the man at the shop that my grandma had passed away and left me some jewelry. He asked no questions and we ended up making almost.
We paid more for gold, jewelry loans, broken or scrap, guns, DVDs, tools, electronics, instant cash. Interesting.
$1,000. To this day, I'm not sure if she ever found out, but I haven't brought it up. I still feel bad about that. I should really make it right. I was such a little as a kid back then. Well, with this one, at least he feels bad about it now. I guess that's something. It's strange because I think some kids don't understand the value of things, especially to their parents. Stealing is wrong, but stealing your dead grandma's jewelry from your own mum to pawn off for cold hard cash, I think that's next level. And finally, number 1 now, we have curiosity. This one comes from Reddit user Commander Ziliana. He said, I killed the neighbor's cat when playing baseball. This is straight out of a
Dude, when I used to play baseball when I was young, bro, I used to just hit balls like so far. I think there was there was a time where I did hit someone's car. Like I remember I was just like playing ball. I was playing baseball and I was like in a dugout, and like the net was like designed in a way to where like it wasn't like fully protected. It was a horrible net. Like the ball literally went over, bro, and like it hit someone's car, and I heard like the fucking sound go off. And you know what's crazy? Like I never checked in on it. I just pretended it didn't happen.
Movie, but we were playing in the yard, and when my friend pitched to me, I swung and hit the cat who was jumping trying to chase a bird
Kitty cat
who had flown by me. I knew the cat was dead. I don't want to go into detail about how I knew, but me and my friend basically took him to the woods and buried him. We bought some roses and put them on top of the grave and said a prayer. The neighbors never mentioned the cat. They never hung posters up or even asked if we'd seen him. They just said he ran away and he's probably dead. I still feel terrible 20 years later. Well, these just kind of...
Well guys, this was a video. Hope you enjoyed it. Which one of those scared kids with dark secrets was the most interesting? If you're scared content, use more scary features and to do. I'll see you next one. Peace.